little kids' books, video games, they're all pretty bad. But there's something taking over a child's mind now. It isn't just video games and little kid books. It isn't just that. Educational videos for kids. And I will be focusing mostly on Prageru kids, and mostly on the adventures of Leo and Layla, something like that, like Disney princess movie thing. Now, it is an educational TV show, and it is mainly hosted online. But let me tell you something. It's not educational. It's not educational at all. It's just propaganda. Now, you might be thinking, but Andrew, you're pulling for education videos for kids. Then why is education videos for kids called Prageru so annoying for you? In case you do not know, Prageru is this, how should I say it? App, website, whatever, that basically gets literally everything about America wrong no matter what. Literally. They get everything in America and anything in the other worlds wrong. Like they said that Hitler wasn't a nationalist. Yeah. Definitely. Hitler definitely isn't a nationalist. It's not like he went and persecuted anybody who was not German and pure Aryan German. And it's not like he went and invaded other countries and persecuted the people who were not German there. I don't know. It's not like that happened. But then they recently created an advertisement for Prageru kids. And it basically went like this. So there was a kid, he was watching YouTube videos, and then he told his dad, "Hey, did you know that America is racist?" And then they were like, "Oh my God, my son is being tricked that America is racist." Like, it's not like we have most of our history being racist or anything like that. I don't know. And then George Washington comes and is like, "Time to fight for nationalism." And then puts Prageru kids on there and a bunch of animation stuff that really wants to make me throw up. How is this even educational? And boom, child's mind is saved. And at the very end, the child is inspired by George Washington to become a psychopath. Good story design. Oh my God. But there's only one show now that really bothers me. Now there are many others, but they aren't as appealing to children as the adventures of Leo and Layla. Now, I watched a few episodes today so I could get ready for this video, and I can tell you, it sucks a lot. Like, the worst one and the most famous one is their episode on Frederick Douglass. I will get into that later. But I will be focusing on a few episodes. First one that I will be focusing on is Winston Churchill. Winston Churchill teaching bravery. What? Are you saying that? What the? That's just not how life works, Prageru kids. But they still created that episode, and I really wish that I was 8 years old at the time, and I had an AK-47, and I lived in the place where they were shooting, where they were voice recording it, so I could burst in and blow the entire facility up. Because that's what I really want to do. Now I'll be going over the basic plot of this episode, and then I'll be saying what really bothers me about it. Like, really bothers me. Like the lesson for the entire episode isn't exactly a lesson, but instead basically saying you're not perfect and make sure you do not ever improve on yourself because you all are always going to be the worst person ever. Ow. So let's go over the basic plot. Now it starts out with Leo, the younger brother, who looks like a monster, and also his entire body is blue, which includes his hair, his eyes, and he looks pretty. He looks pretty disgustingly crazy and monstrous, and looks like he put permanent marker on his face for like the jungle warfare thing, and he's like, I'm a monster! I'm a monster! I'm a monster! Not a good way to start out a kids show. No, seriously, he started out by saying, I'm a monster. Deep breath. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. I'm a murderer. I can kill people. His sister comes in, Layla, who's completely red, which adds to her freakiness, and also looks like my older sister, and also acts like my older sister for some reason. That's strange. And also the animation for that, it's very smooth. Too smooth. It looks so smooth that okay, I'll get into the animation later in the Frederick Douglass part of this video, but there's one part that, God, it's really annoying. So, Layla asks Leo, oh, they're my permanent markers. What? First of all, Leo's not holding anything. He's only staring in the mirror, telling himself that he's a monster and can murder people if he wants to. Cool, awesome. But then she says, why are you chanting, you're a monster? And then he said, oh, it's because I watched a YouTube video that said, if you want something, you gotta repeat it over and over again. You gotta tell yourself it. That is true. That is true. But you're supposed to use it in the right way, Leo. Not to tell yourself that you're a monster and is ugly and is going to murder people. That's not how you use it, okay? But still, they decided to do that. And then they start talking about courage and stuff, and about repeating yourself what you want to be won't work. So then they go back in time with their weird app thing. I have no idea how it even works, I guess. Okay. But then, you know what happens? They go back in time, and they meet Winston Churchill. The entire place of London is being burned to the ground by the Germans. Well, bombed to the ground by the Germans. And then they start talking. And then they start talking even more. And this is basically what they say. So, okay. I'm not sure if I can put this correct, but this is basically what they said. Hi, my name is Leo. This is my older sister, Layla. I know that you're in the middle of a war and you're a prime minister, and I understand that you have an entire nation to run. But can you give us 9 minutes, even if the entire surrounding background is being bombed by Nazis? Okay. Leo is a 4th grader, which means that he's the same age as me, and Layla is a middle schooler. So when Winston Churchill tells them that he's fighting Adolf Hitler and the Nazis, Layla is like, oh right, the Nazis are bad. But I forgot. Why exactly are they bad? She's a middle schooler. Winston Churchill explains that Adolf Hitler's a bad guy and he killed a lot of people and killed even more people and invaded France and now is bombing London. So then they were like, "Oh no!" as the explosions rang out from the background. And they were like, "Then how can you do all this stuff?" And then this is what he said. And the entire point of the video. He basically said, "I will not win against the Nazis because the Nazis are too powerful. But what I know I can do is simple. I can just do my best. And then if I do my best and in the future, I'll look back and pat myself on the back because at least I did my best." And because of all that, yeah, this episode was terrible. So it ends after they go back to their time, and they're basically like, and after the football match, because that's why Leo was afraid about, they were fighting the Scorpions. Ooh, what an imposing name. And this is basically what happened. So, first of all, they had a black eye. Leo had a black eye, a real bad black eye. It's like blacker than a normal black eye. Ow. It looks like he was punched in the face by a robot or like Megatron or like Megamind or like Godzilla or like King Kong or like sexy gorilla from Sing. But he's also reading the famous speeches, and then Layla comes in, doesn't notice the big-ass black eye that's bulging out of his head, and it's like, how did the match go? Anyways, Leo puts down the book, Layla sees the bloody eye. By the way, there's blood dripping out of it, literally, it's so gory. And then this is basically what he said. "Oh, so we lost the match, but we were able to nearly beat them 3-7. My God, they don't even know math. They don't even know math anymore. Oh my God, what the? Oh my God, they don't know math. And then they were like, and then Leo was like, "Oh, don't worry, it was pretty fun." And then Layla was like, "Leo, your eye is very black. I wonder why." And he was like, "Oh yeah, I got punched in the face, nearly died. But don't worry, it's not that bad," as the blood drips out and the eyeball falls out. And then the brain starts to melt. And then Layla's like, "Oh, well, you're very brave now. Do you want to watch a horror movie this night?" And then he's like, "Oh, no, that's going to give me nightmares." You know what will really give Leo nightmares? The fact that somebody literally ripped his eyeball out. That's the end of the episode. Oh. Okay. Also, the animation problem for the Frederick Douglass episode is really bad. The animation problem. It looks like it's a cutout and it's like moving like a puppet. I mean, they're basically trying to make it look more lively. It basically looks like, well, I know one thing. It's just that it doesn't work, okay? But the Frederick Douglass episode, there's only one thing that bothers me a lot. The part where they said America pioneered the ending of the slavery. Look, Prageru is a nationalist propaganda website thing, and whenever they talk about this, it's basically saying it's not like the United Kingdom pioneered it. It's not like during the Civil War we created the Emancipation Proclamation so that we could mainly free the slaves. Secondarily, please Britain, who had also had freed their slaves. These educational videos, holy, they're like getting single thing wrong. If you're a parent and you show this to your kids, I would like to tell you something. No. America was literally like the last major nation to end slavery. And now they're saying it's the first. You really gonna trust this thing? Oh. That's it? Well, I guess that's it. They get all the historical facts wrong. They got lessons wrong. They got animation wrong. They got wrong. Every single thing about it is wrong. Plus, the main characters look like monsters. Well, I went to their YouTube channel earlier today to check on how well they're doing. I expected them to have like 0 subscribers. They have like 7K. So I'd like to tell everybody who subscribed to them, they're not a good thing to show to your kids. In fact, it's just propaganda. You wouldn't show your kids propaganda, right? So yes, if you're subscribed to them, let me tell you something. Please unsubscribe to that piece of political nationalist propaganda for children.